Hello friends, welcome to the IDE 21 presentation. This is the first virtual event that will be hosted on LinkedIn at first and later to some other platforms. There is not much time, we have only 30 minutes to cover everything that we want, and we are starting right now. What we will be covering today. So this is a brief history of the project at first, and after that we will go to the interface walkthrough, opening of the pages and templates, creating new cloned objects within the template or a page, moving the objects or removing them. We will be editing templates, changing backgrounds, colors, text and size. We will be using Tailwind CSS classes and Daisy UI components and themes for the template. Some other features of the software that are important we will cover briefly. We will also mention mobile administration of the website, and we will answer a few questions after the presentation in the comments, if not in the session live. So let's start with our presentation. As you can see on the screen right now, my name is Nebojša, last name Tomić. This is a very beautiful Serbian name, but also very difficult to pronounce. So for the English and German speakers, it will be best if you call me just Neša. A little bit about myself. As you can see on the slide, I am a software developer, and lately I've been more into DevOps and cloud infrastructure and system operations related stuff. You can find me on GitHub and LinkedIn under the name Nebojša Tomić. The problem lies in the process. So you have to design your website first in Photoshop or Figma or anything else. Then you have to make a front-end HTML and CSS and JavaScript from it. You'll have to make a back-end development from that front-end, and then you have to install this template or theme, depending on what CMS you are using, into the CMS. After that, you have to update sometimes, and it can lead to other problems. And every update is not really 100% sure that it will all work. Also, administration on mobile devices was not possible in 2010 especially, and now it is a bit better, but also it's very difficult. So I made this project as a possible solution to all these problems. We can avoid them by installing the CMS on the domain, and you do everything on that installation. So you do not have separate processes for design, front-end development, back-end development. You have only one process which takes place in the administration area. What is IDE 21? IDE 21 is above all a content management system, so it serves for you to be able to edit, add or remove your content easily, like any CMS does, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal and so on. And it is a design tool or page builder, so you can use it to manage the design of the template that you have on your website. It is not for those who want to have a solution which involves 2 or 3 clicks or using AI-generated prompts. It is something that is about customization and control. And it is possible to control everything that you have in your template and do it easily. We will make a quick demonstration of template editing and creating the content soon. Things to consider before you take a look at the code, and you can take a look at the code at GitHub, that this is the work of one man. So I worked mostly alone on it. There are a couple of contributors, but there are mainly for translations. And most of the work was done back in 2010 till 2013. This slide shows you a little history from 2010 till 2013. As you can see, and I already have said something about it, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal were already established projects, and I tried to make something new and something different from it. So I came up with the idea to be able, in the administration area, to edit everything that you need to do on the website. Also, I wanted to have a desktop-like application, and that is what we are going to see right now. Front end and back end was written by me, so as already mentioned. There was no responsive front end, there was no marketing, and nothing came out of that project, which was called CMS IDE, because I did not talk about it, I did not make any articles, and also I did not make streams like this one. After 2020, I wanted to do something that brings me joy, that makes me happy, and I wanted to continue to work on a project like this, because it was also a challenge for me to be able to bring to life again a project that was more than 10 years old. And we are having now this set of features. So you can design templates in the administration area, you can create pages with the same principle as you do with the templates, and you can assign templates to the specific page. And you can have as many templates as you wish. You can use Tailwind CSS classes, you can use Daisy UI components and themes and classes also. You can create display menus, you can create display categories, you can use modules for form creation, for user management, and for search. And you can also, if you want a special functionality, you can also write some other modules in the backend with PHP. You can upload images and use them in design. You have multi-user environments, so you can set access control lists for permissions on the pages. You have multi-language, you can add as many languages as you wish. You can write custom CSS and JavaScript. Every super administrator can write his own CSS and JavaScript and use it in their templates. And also, what is, I think, the most important feature so far now, mobile administration of the website. So you can easily, as you do on desktop, access the website on mobile phone and edit the content and edit the templates. What libraries did I use? You can see that in 2010 there was Zen Framework 1, that was jQuery, Apache 2.2, there was PHP 5 and MySQL 5.6. Since 2021 we have Tailwind CSS and Daisy UI. They were introduced in 2021. Laravel 8 and later was upgraded to Laravel 11. We have Apache 2.4, PHP 8, and MariaDB 10.9.4, which should be upgraded soon to the latest version. And of course, Docker is not something that anything goes without in today's world. So why did I use these libraries? I will talk about this in another session. I will just keep this slide open for now, so you can go back in recording if you are interested and see. And now we can take a look at it and see it in action. So you go to GitHub, github.com/Nebojsa-Tomic/IDE21, and then you clone this project and do everything that the developers do. With the Docker Compose app, you can bring up the server and you can access your demo website on localhost/ADM. You can also visit the demo website, which you can find on demo.ide21.com/admin if you do not want or you do not know how to bring the development environment up. Now let's see what we have prepared for this session. So this is the demo page that you can see on your screens now, and we will try to, in a couple of clicks and adding some Tailwind CSS and Daisy UI classes, change this design to something entirely different. For example, we will go to administration area, and you can see on this login page that we have a couple of themes, a couple of Daisy UI themes already present, and that is Nord, Retro, Valentine, Lemonade, Forest and Cupcake. You can choose between these themes, and you can see already that the login looks different, and some themes work better, some themes do not work so well, but it is something that you can remove if you do not like the coloring of the specific theme. Also, there are a number of languages that you can see here. There are Deutsch, that means German, English, Spanish, Finnish, French, Italian, Hungarian, Portuguese, Serbian, Russian and Japanese present so far, but I am working on bringing as many languages as possible. So let's log into the administration area. This is how the administration area would look like with the Cupcake theme, but we do not prefer this theme, for example. Perhaps then maybe we can now manage these themes here, and you can add or remove theme. For example, I do not like this forest theme. I will remove the forest, and I will add another theme, for example, Cyberpunk. Now Cyberpunk is available in the drop down here, and you can see this drop down that you have in the administration panel is not for changing the looks of the administration panel, it is for changing the looks of the template that you are working on. So now if I have installed Cyberpunk theme, and when I log out, you can see that Cyberpunk is available on login, and if I choose Cyberpunk, it will be available like this in the administration panel. Now, these are two powerful colorings so far, but we will not use them. This is just for the example, for you to see how it can look. So now I will log out again and use the Nord theme, which is the default theme, and it's most pleasing to the eyes. Yes. Now let's take a look at the interface. You have a top panel, and you see in the top panel that I'm running the version 25.5, which is the latest so far, and you can hide this top panel by clicking this arrow, and you can unhide it also, and you can hide the side panel with this button and unhide it. In the left corner you see full screen button, you see new button, you see a new object, you see clone object, and you see remove selected object. These are most important buttons that you can use in the administration area. On the right side we have template or page creating mode. So if we are in a page creating mode, we are creating content, only the pages, and if we are in template creating mode, we are creating templates for the pages. There is drop down that I already have said something about, and you can see that preview predefined Daisy UI themes, manage themes by clicking on the plus icon, as we already did. And you have a logout button. Now in the side panel you have a couple of tabs, which are object, menus, categories, languages, modules, and so on. And today we will focus only on objects and images tab. Everything else will have to have another session. Okay, so let's now open the template. We will try to edit the page orange, for example. And this is how the page looks with the template that we will be editing now. Let's open the template, and that template for the page orange is December Daisy without hero. So this is how the template looks, and this is how the page looks. And for example, when you want to change some text, you have all the elements that are in the workspace, which is this here. They are accessible by clicking on it. So you can just click and you add the text that you want. Also here, this is added content, for example, and all you have to do now is save the template and reload the page. And as you can see, we have changed this section here. Now there is functionality present that you can add new objects after the selected objects, or you can clone this object and you can remove them. Now I want to create a duplicate object from this one. You just click here and this is it. And once you create it, you can also move it around, up or down, related to the parent. Let's now clone this one. So you see that I have added content with clicking on the clone objects. You can, if you want, change the background of these objects here with color picker, for example. And you can change the font of them also with color pickers. Let's save the template, but we do not want to do that now. We want to make some changes that will be a bit prettier. So let's remove this coloring now here, and let's remove this here. There is also font color that I left. Yes, now let's move this object. You can also move the objects from one parent to another by clicking on the first Mark Currently Selected Objects button, and then you select the object that you want this previous element to be appended to, and you click the second. So you see that now I have moved one object that I have cloned in first parent to another parent. And you can also change the ordering of those objects like this with these arrow keys. Since we are here, let's say that we want to change the order of this side menu where you have your menus displayed, and the section where you have the content displayed. You can also switch them like this. Now let's say that we want to change backgrounds for this header section. I want to go here, and I will use some images that are generated from the AI, and to see how this looks, let's just set this background. when you select the selected object in the drop-down, you can see that background is applied to the selected object. If you select the body in the drop-down, you will see that this background is set for the body of the template. We will make it no repeat and fixed. Let's now save this. After I reload the orange page, you can see that this background is applied. And now I will want for sure to make this header section fill entire height of the screen. For this we will use a bit of Tailwind CSS and Daisy UI. There is an autocomplete feature that you have here available for the Tailwind CSS classes, and now you can see that this header section is applied to the full height of the screen. Now if I save this template and do Ctrl+R, you can see that this header section is now, hero section is now in entire height of the screen. So there is also a possibility to clone this header section, like with every object. Let's make 2 hero sections, and after that we will select the second hero section and apply the second image if we want the second image. If we do not want second image, then we can do something else with that section. I will add another image in the selected object, like this, and let's do another cloned hero section and select it and put the third image there. So now we have 3 hero sections with 3 images, and as you could see, this was very easy to replace. Now I will save the template and reload the page. And as you can see, we have all those 3 hero sections here. And we have changed the places of the content and side area. Now, perhaps we want this template not to be limited to the 4/5 of the screen, but we want template to accommodate the full width of the screen. For that, we will also use this Tailwind CSS classes. We only need to select the main wrapper for the template, which is this one, and as you can see, we have this MD W4/5 class, which we will remove. And by removing, you have removed the Tailwind CSS class that limits the width of this template. If we want, we can also set this to be 2/3, for example, and then it will be narrower than it was before. For now, let's just save it to see how this looks. After reload, you see now we have a bit narrow, and I will make it full width after all. And save the template. Ctrl+R. Now you see that we have the full width, and you can see that this is very easily with 1 or 2 clicks customizable. What I did not show you with this Daisy UI themes is the changing of the themes with the template. So you can see when you switch in the drop down, you see the change immediately how it could look. And if you go to the Daisy UI website, we will go to the version 4 because this is what is used in the administration panel. You have here the list of all the available themes, and you can choose some of them. We already did this, but let's add another theme. Let's add pastel, for example. Not paste, but pastel. And now you see that we have also this theme available, this Daisy UI theme available. So this is okay so far. Let's now add another section. I will clone this object and I will turn ID Assistant on, and we will create. First, let us remove the unwanted elements or objects, and let's do this full weight. Let's do this grid, and grid calls 12, and after this I will duplicate another object, so remove the unwanted element from it, and let's change the color of this object. Let's change it to something useful. Like this, and let's append it to here. Now you see that the object is filling the full width of its parent. In order to limit this and have 3 columns, we can do another Tailwind CSS class there, because I made a mistake in grid calls. You can now see that we have this object here, and let's make this background of the parent to something gradient. Gradient to R, and from blue 500 or maybe 200 to orange 500 via red 300, for example. Now you see that we have gradient color in for the parent, Let's make here padding a little bit smaller, and we'll create another object. There is one object here that was not supposed to be, so we have now 3 columns. We can add anything we want in these columns, so let's add some images also. Let's say cat. This is some interesting image, and you can insert the image with this button to insert image. As you can see, it is here. Let's add another image like this sheep, and here we can add a generated dinosaur. Yes, so now let's save the template for us to see what we have done so far. Okay, now you see that we have added this content here. This theme controller that you can see in the top left corner is hard-coded, but we have a template variable which is available for you to be able to see immediately whatever you have in the drop down here. So I will edit this object. Now you have also HTML for each object available in this side panel, and I will write Daisy UI column themes. And after that, let's just save it and reload. Now you see that we have all the Daisy UI themes that we have installed here. And if I change, you can see that everything is changing according to the theme that is selected. As we created this section, we can also clone this section to have another section like this. So I will just select it and hit clone, so you can see that we have now 2 sections with 3 images. Now I want to replace this image, and I will go double click on the image and then select image that I want to put. For example, let's choose again this, what we have already used, with replace image. Now let's choose something else for this one. Replace, and here we will put the blonde. And now you see that we have replaced images with 1 click also. Now if you do not want this order, you can change it. So you can have blonde first, or you can have the Barbie first, or you can have the brunette, whichever suits you best. Let's put it like this, and this is so far what we will be showing. I will just save this. And we will take a look it looks so far. So yes, now you see. Also, if you resize the hero sections are adapting to the screen size, and you can see this here. We could only maybe create another for smaller sizes for these three objects to be full screen on mobile sizes. Let's do that. Now you can just select the object and add a class and the call and the call span 4 and call span 12. We will do this for all this object. Like this. Because we did not uncheck call span 4. We will do this quickly. And just save again. And yes, it works now. So as you can see, it is pretty easy to make everything responsive and mobile friendly. So this will be about it for editing the templates. What is left to say is about mobile administration, and I will be showing you this on some other session. So this is a wrap so far. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and that you will have any questions. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comments. I will answer it. There is not much time. I think that we have over 30 minutes now we are speaking, and I will be going with another video about mobile administration and menus and categories management pretty soon. So till then, bye bye.